Hello fellow Sudokans and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku puzzle. It's Monday the 23rd of September 2024. If you don't know what a Sudokan is, welcome to the channel. It's you now. That's my term. I coined that term for people who play Sudoku. It's a silly nonsense word that I've made up at the beginning of when I started this channel. Welcome to Sudoku. It's a lovely game of logic, and I'll be explaining the rules and how to play the game and how to get you through your first game in just a moment. This is the Guardians. There's a link to the Guardians game in the description. Every day there's a link to the puzzle that I'm playing. What's going on in the world, because this is not purely a Sudoku channel, it's a Sudoku and chat channel. I see Rachel Reeves, the Chancellor of the Exchequer in the UK, is about to, according to The Guardian, is about to announce in her speech later today investigations into many of the contracts given for PPE equipment during the COVID crisis. Much of it smells very bad, doesn't it? Up to £600 million worth of contracts are going to have investigations. The last government were handing out contracts left, right and centre to their friends who had no experience in making PPE equipment, and it turns out a lot of it was unusable, etc., etc. That's in the UK, of course. If you're outside the UK and wondering what I'm talking about, I'm outside the UK. I wonder what I'm talking about sometimes as well. But anyway, that particular one I know. All right, shall we get on with a game of Sudoku? Let's explain the rules, because we get beginners, absolute beginners with us on a Monday. Well, I hope we do anyway, because it's an easy game. We have 9 squares in this row at the top. We have 9 squares in this column at the left. And guess what? Every row has 9 squares. Every column has 9 squares. And look, here's a completely empty block of 9 squares outlined in black. Now that row, column and block are completely empty. There are 9 squares, and our job is to fit 9 digits inside there. What, you say? They're completely empty. How on earth would we know how to do that? Well, the entire grid is not empty. We have, for example, in this block here in the middle, 9, 7, 5 and 2 already filled in. Now the lowest digits that we fill in are 1s and the highest digits are 9s, and we need to use the fact that there are only 9 squares in each row, column and block to give us the logic and how to find the answer. So look, if we look at this block down here, we see we already have 2, 4, 5, 7 and 9. Those numbers we don't need to find. So in these empty squares here, we have to look for the numbers that are not 2, 7, 4, 5 or 9. The first number that we look for is 1. Now, how do we find a 1? Is it possible to find a digit 1 in this block? And the answer is yes. And how do I know that? Because we've got 1 in this row already. Now, there are only 9 squares in this row, so it means that I'm going to draw a blue line across here and say that this square here can't be a 1 because we already have a 1 in this row. Number can't reappear in its row, column or block. And then we have a 1 up in this column here, and if we bring that down, these 2 squares here can't be 1. So we know this square and these 2 squares cannot be 1 because of here, and that leaves only 1 empty square, and so we know for sure that the 1 goes there. If that was too fast for you, you can go back and watch it again, because that's the whole aspect of the game. That's the kind of logic that we need to use to play the game. In this section here, we don't yet have a digit 7. So if we examine the 7s surrounding this block, in particular this one here, which means that these 2 squares can't be 7, and this 7 here, which is very close by, means that these 2 squares can't be 7. Again, we're left with only one option. We know that the 7 goes in that square there. Getting it? Okay. Oh, it's easy, isn't it? Yes, it is easy like this, but it can get a bit harder. It can also get harder, I promise you that. Now, back to this block over here where we've already filled in one of our digits. We've got 8 blocking down here and 8 blocking across here. It means that 8 must be in that square there. And now we've got 2 missing numbers. We've got 1, 2, 4, 5 7, 8, 9. So the missing numbers must be 3 and 6. So we know that 3 and 6 go into these two empty squares. Now 3 blocks here, that means this is the 3, and now this is the 6. And now we have a complete block here. This is all done. So that's good, isn't it? Now we can see the 6 that I've highlighted and just put in actually helps us find the next digit. 6 blocking up there, and that's going to give us a 6 in that square there. Now, if we look at this column down here, you'll see that there are only 2 empty squares. So let's see what we've got. We've got 1, 2, 3. There's no 4 yet. We've got 5, 6. There's no 7. We've got 8, 9. So these 2 squares must contain 4 and 7 because those are the only numbers that are missing from this column. So can we decide which is 4 and which is 7? The answer is yes, we can, because we have a 7 over here. So we know this can't be 7, this must be 7, and this will be our 4. Now that 4 that we just filled in is useful. 4 blocks across here, 4 down here, 4 up there. That's going to give us a 4 here. Now this 4 that we just filled in is useful along with the 4 we just used a moment ago, and then the 4 up here will give us 4 there. Okay, I'm going to take that 4 up to the top, 4 up here, 4 across here, 4 across here. And now we can fill in our first digit. We've got 1 in this row, we've got 1 in this column, now we're going to get 1 in this block. 4 there. Now there are no more digit 4s to find, because if you examine, you'll find every row has a 4, every column has a 4, and every block has a 4. So there are no more to find. Now, where do we start looking next? So look, if you see a row with just a couple of empty squares, we should check. Now it doesn't mean that we can get the numbers for sure, but we might be able to. So let's see what we're missing. When we look across here at the numbers that we have already, we find we're missing 2 and 8. Those are the 2 numbers we need to complete the series here. And clearly we can see the 8 blocking this square. So the 8's got to go there. And the 2 will be in this square here. Where do we go next? Well, there are 3 empty squares in this row here. Let's see what's missing in total. We don't yet have so we don't yet have a 3. We've got 1, 2. We don't have a 3 anywhere. And immediately I see, remember, 3. The number is allowed in its block only once. So these 2 squares can't be 3 because of this 3 here, and that leaves only one option. 3 is there. Or you could say 3 blocks across there and 3 goes there. So there's often more than one way to find the same number. Okay. Now the missing numbers here now are 6 and 9. That's what we need to complete here. So do we have any 6s or 9s intersecting? Yes, we do. We have a 9 blocking there. So we know that's going to be a 9, and this is going to be a 6, and now we've finished this row here. Let's have a look down here and see what's missing. We're missing 1 and 2. Yes, we've got the 2 blocking here, so the 2 is here. Now there's only one number left, which is the 1. There are only 3 numbers missing for this block or this row. They're the same 3 numbers. Okay. The missing numbers are 5, 6, and 9. Look along here, 5, 6, 9. Look in here, 5, 6, 9. Okay. Now, can we find which is which? The answer is no. We can't find which is which this time because we don't have enough information. We have a 6 blocking there. The 5s and the 9s we don't know just yet. So let's continue with something else. We have 9s blocking across here and blocking across here. So that gives us a 9 here. Is that enough? No. We know that 9s are going to be in those squares and 6s are going to be in those squares. The 5s could go anywhere, so it's not enough information just yet. There are 2 empty squares here. Let's see what's missing. We don't yet have a 1 and we don't yet have a 3. So this square here can't be 1 for 2 reasons. There are 2 1s attacking it. So we know the 1 is going to be here, and we know the 3 is going to be there to finish this row. Now there are 2 empty squares here. We're missing 2 and 5. 2 blocks up here, so that gives us the 2 there, and 5 goes here. You see this is an easy level game, so they're being, giving us lots and lots of information here. When you get to play the harder level games, it won't be this easy. So just be a little bit warned. This is an easy level game. Now there are 2 empty squares up here. I don't think we can get them. The missing digits are 3 and 9. Now we have no information across here to tell us which is which. And the same thing here, there's not going to be enough information because over here we don't have it. We just don't have enough information. Let's look in this block here. We have 3 empty squares for this block. We've got 1, 2. We don't have a 3, but as soon as we see the 3 down here, we know 3 blocks up there. And the 3 goes there. Now we only have 2 empty squares. The missing numbers are 6 and 8 for this block, and we have 6 blocking across. That gives us the 6 there, and the 8 will be in this square here. What's left for these 2 numbers over here? 1 and 2. Yes, we have the 2 blocking up here, so the 2 is here and the 1 is there. What's left for these empty squares over here? We've got 5 and 3. Yes, we've got the 3 blocking up here, so here's the 3, and now we're left with the 5. Can we get down here? No. 5, 6 and 9. We only have one of these numbers each. 5s are there, 6s are there, and 9s are there, so that's not enough information to fill in this bottom row yet. So let's continue. Now, we've got a very unbalanced kind of Sudoku here. We've done all of the bottom. Top is pretty empty, but we can work out what goes in these squares up here. But rather than do that, I'm going to take a rather easier line. I'm going to look at see what we have along here that's not already done. The 4s are done. The 2s are okay. The 2s block across here, and up there. So we know that the 2 goes there. Now we've got 6 here, 6 blocks across here, and 6 blocks up here, and blocks up here, and that's going to give me a 6 there. So the 2s are finished, the 4s are finished. The 1s are not finished yet. So 1 blocks across here, and 1 blocks up here, and up there. So we get 1 in that square. Now 2s, there are 3 2s up here. 4s, the 4s are everywhere. 6s, not yet. Let's see, can we do anything with the 6s? 6 blocks across here, and up here. The answer is no, because 6 is possible in either this square or this square, so that's not enough information. Now 2 possibilities. What about the 1s? 1 blocks across here, 1 blocks across here, 1 blocks up here, and up here, and now we know, yes, there's enough information to fill in the 1 there. So what else do we have up here? So the 1s are done, the 6s we can't finish, the 4s are done, the 2s are done. How about this 8? Let's see what we can do with the 8. 8 blocks across here, 8 blocks up here, 8 blocks up there. That's going to give us an 8, and now we know we can get the 6 because the 6 blocks across here, across there, and up there, and that's going to give us the 6 there, like so. Now, I think we've done everything up here. 2s, there are 2s, 6s, 1s, no, 8s. Now let's see, 8 across here, 8 across there, and 8 up there. That's going to give me an 8 in that square there. So now we've got the 8s done here, the 4s are done, the 2s are done, the 1s are done, 6s are done. So now we've just got to look at the columns down and see what we can... Oh no, I know what we do. 6 blocking down here, 6 blocking down here. Now we can get the 5, 6 and 9 down here. 6s block, 2 6s block down here. It gives us the 6 here. The 5 blocks down here, that gives us the 5 there. And the 9 goes here. And now we've only got 1 empty square up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We don't have a 7 yet. That must be a 7. We take that 7 blocking across, 7 up here. There's a 7. 7 across here, and 7 from down here gives us 7 in that square. There's only 1 number left to get here. That's a 5. We don't have the 5 yet. Let's put it there. 5 also blocks from down here up there. Or you could just see what the missing number is in this column. Same thing. 5 blocks up here and across there, giving me 5 there. Now, there's only 1 empty square in this column. We need a 9 to finish this column, so let's put the 9 there. 1 empty square in this block, which is a 3, and 1 empty square in this row, which is also a 3. 3 blocks across there, giving us the 3 there. The last number to place here is a 9, and a 9 finishes the entire grid. So that's how we play easy level games of Sudoku. There'll be a whole list of easy level games that you can practice, and when you've got the hang of it, move up to the medium level games. Stick with the Guardian for a while, because they're much easier than the other puzzles, I think. Okay, enjoy your week. See you around. Bye bye.